In the previous video, we set up the layout, the design of what we want our Chat with GPT app to look like. And so again, you should have a speak, send, and read button. You should have two text box. I should have renamed this text box. And it should be, let's see, what can we name this one? Let's rename this one speak text box. So rename speak text box. Okay, so now that we have all of these properly named, we'll be able to start doing what we need to do to program them. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So we're going to scroll up here, go to our blocks, and let's think about what we've got. So we've got our speak button, so we're going to click on that. We're going to do one speak button click and have that ready to go. We're going to have in our speak button, basically what we want to do is we want to make sure that both the text boxes are blank. So if we're using this multiple times, there might be a question still in here and there might be a response still in here. So what we want to do is make sure that both of those text boxes are blank. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the speak text box, and honestly, you can just grab this first one, even though this isn't what we wanted to say. The speak text box, we're going to change this to text, okay? So the speak text box text, and nothing should be in there. So to make sure that nothing's in there, we're going to go here to text, and we're going to grab just this little string button and just leave that blank, okay? You can right-click on this and duplicate it and put it in here and change this to the response text box, or you could actually go to the response text box as well and just bring out one of these set responses. If you wanted to scroll down and grab the set response text, you could do that as well. And then the same deal as before, go to text, scroll up here, grab this blank, okay? So we want both of the text boxes now to have nothing in it when we first click on the speak button, okay? So that's where we're gonna ask our question. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here to our speech recognizer, and we're gonna say, hey, speech recognizer, get the text that whatever you're hearing, and then turn that into text, all right? So that's what we wanna do with our speak button. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to take the speech recognizer and we want to fill in whatever it is that people are asking, okay? So if I come down here to speech recognizer 1 and I see this first block, it says when speech recognizer 1 after getting the text, okay? So we've heard it, we're getting the text, and what we want to do is we want to put the response in the response text box, okay? Or I'm sorry, in the speak text box. We want to put it in here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our speak text box, and we'll find speak text box text, okay? And we wanted to put in the text box the results of what it heard, right? So to do that, I'm going to mouse over result, and I'll get this get result. So I'm not clicking, right? Don't click on this. You're just going to mouse over it, and then you're going to click and drag this get result and connect it there. So now in the speech recognizer, we will see whatever it heard when you spoke to it. All right, and hopefully it heard you pretty well, but you know how these things go. Sometimes it can be a little goofy. Now, the next button that we have is our send button. So we're going to go ahead and click on that and scroll up to the top and do when send button is clicked. Okay, and you can put that sort of anywhere you want. So when the send button is clicked, what we want to do is we want to send this to the ChatGPT, right? So we're going to click on the chatbot 1, and we are going to call chatbot1.converse, okay? And it's going to ask chatbot1 a question. So the question is, what question are we going to ask it? Well, we're going to ask it whatever's in the speak text box that we put here. So we go to our speak text box and we scroll down here until, now be careful here, we're going to do the speak text box text, but it's the light green one. We're not setting it, we're using what's already there. So it's the light green one, not the dark green one. So we bring this one out and attach it to the question. So now we will send to ChatGPT whatever question is in the speak text box, which we have right here from the speech recognizer, okay? So now what we need to think about is, what does ChatGPT do once it gets this? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to chatbot1 and scroll up here, and we have when chatbot 1 gets a response or got the response. Okay, so chatbot 1 is kind of listening, and it's going to respond to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our response text box, because this is where we want the ChatGPT to put the information. So we go to our response text box, and we bring out set response text box.text. Boom. Okay. So in this response text box, what we want to do is we want to have it display what ChatGPT's response is. So we're going to mouse over again, just mouse over this response text and attach this to the response text box text. So now in this text box that we have, the response text box, it will put in the response from ChatGPT. Okay. The final thing that we want to do is we have that read button, right? So we've asked our question, we've put the information here. We have this read button that's going to read this text right there. So we're going to go back to our blocks, and one final really quick script. We're going to go to when read button is clicked. So we go to the read button and scroll up here and find when read button is clicked. And what we want it to read is what is in this response text, okay? So to do that, we have to activate the text-to-speech. And in here, we have this call text-to-speech.speak, okay? Because we want that text-to-speech to start speaking. And the message that we want it to say is whatever is in the text box here, right? The speak text box, this one right here, okay? So we're going to go to our, oh no, it's not. We wanted to say what's in the response text box. So we wanted to say what's in here. So we go to the response text box and we grab response text box.text, pull that out, and just put it right in there. And that's pretty much it. You should now be able to go ahead and connect this to your AI companion and run it, and you can start asking ChatGPT questions on your phone, some questions, and see what it comes up with.